Today is December 26. Ukraine Media Center, Ukraine Forum starts its operation. My name is Vasil Samokhvalov. Our guest is Serhii Haidai, the military governor of the Luhansk region. Mr. Serhii, good morning. Good morning. Mr. Serhii, today the attention of Ukrainians was drawn to Svatovo, Kremina. What can you comment about the situation, what's going on there, or what is allowed to say? The situation is quite difficult there. The advantage is on the side of the defense forces of Ukraine. Our forces advance gradually. However, there is a lot of information in the media now about liberation of Kremina, or the fact that our troops entered Kremina. This information cannot be confirmed yet, but not so far from Kremina. There are active fights going on, and the military command at certain level that was located near Kremina is now moved to Rubizhne. There was information that the Russians accumulate forces, or they are preparing the strike in the direction of Liman. Can you confirm any information about that? Yes, there were plans like that, but the Ukrainian military command, who were seeing the whole map, they conducted the counteroffensive operations that impeded the Russian occupational forces to fulfill their plans. That they're accumulating the reserves, but they were not able to prepare the offensive action. Was the humanitarian situation in the territories that we managed to liberate for the time being, and was the humanitarian situation that is not occupied by the Russians yet? I mean, Severodonetsk and Lysychansk. Well, talking about the deoccupied areas, the humanitarian situation is very difficult because the shellings are going on incessantly, and sometimes we have to evacuate the injured local civilians. We deliver the humanitarian aid to the local population. We provide them with household things and the repairing sets. We visited the region with the head of Smolyansk, and we also distributed financial aid and pensions from Red Cross, but it's still difficult because the Russians shell the region incessantly. As to the deoccupied territories, the big cities like Rubizhne and Severodonetsk, where the active fights were going on, I could say the situation is critical there because the occupiers did not prepare the big cities for the heating season. They just formally show in their propaganda media the delivery of wood to the apartment blocks. They actually did it like once or twice. All the trees almost disappeared from the cities because people hid their dwellings with wood. It's deadly hazardous to go to the forest because everything is mined there. That's why they cut the trees right in the middle of the city. We have questions in the studio. Olga Panasenko, Ukrinform, good morning. Could you please tell us about the internally displaced persons? You said that there is a module town being built in Zakarpattia region. Do you know about any projects in other regions of Ukraine, and how many families can fit in such a town, and how can people submit their applications to move to such a module town? Well, it's not yet being built, but the Red Cross already allocated funds in amount $2 million. The Zakarpattia Regional Administration provided the land plot. So this project is about to be implemented pretty soon. Obviously, there will be certain selection process, and the apartments will be provided to the family with many kids, with the disabled. Well, obviously, one module town is not gonna fit everybody, but it's a temporary dwelling. We'll see. Time will show how temporary it is. Maybe 1 year, maybe two. But it all obviously depends on how soon we deoccupy the Luhansk region, when we complete the demining operations. But for what I know, not so much module towns are planned to be built, because the funds that we allocated in our regional administration and municipal administrations, it's 1,700,000,000 hryvnia. We reserve all those costs for building of infrastructure in Luhansk region. I have one question too. One way or another, we will proceed to the deoccupation of the territories occupied by Russians since 2014. What will be the problems, the challenges that we are about to face in Rovenki, Luhansk, and other places? Well, we'll see. We'll see what will be the condition of the cities as soon as we deoccupy it. As we see on the example on Kremina, the Russians, they destroy almost everything. They destroy the power plant there. Absolutely, they destroy it to the ground. The power substations and the thermal power plant over there. As to the territories that were occupied since 2014, we have to make the first steps to, first of all, to cut all the information signals that were for a long time, almost 8 years, coming from Russian Federation, that were reaching our citizens there. That was 100% propaganda, brainwashing the local population's heads. And then we will have to implement the assimilation projects that will be lengthy projects. We will have to motivate the teachers, the doctors to come from other regions of Ukraine, to have our National Guard and military units held there, to come with their families, so they communicate with the locals. They go together to the kindergartens, to the school, and during this communication they find understanding, so that the propaganda would be left behind, would be left in the past. And the kindergartens, sport infrastructure, schools, buildings, we will rebuild everything. I have no doubt about it. Thanks a lot. We are waiting with impatience the Ukrainian banner on top of the Luhansk municipal administration. Joining us online was Serhii Haidai, the military governor of Luhansk region. Our next briefing is at 12:30. And our guest will be the military governor of Kherson region, Yuri Sobolevsky. See you shortly.